Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1905, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which vitamin deficiency causes pernicious anemia, a condition in which the body can't absorb that vitamin? Vitamin B12, cobalamin. What type of animal is a titi? A New World monkey. What competitive activity is the central theme of Sylvester Stallone's film Over the Top? Arm wrestling. Which Christian festival usually occurs around the same time as the Jewish festival of Passover? Easter. Which body of water borders the city of Vladivostok to the east? The Sea of Japan. Which author famously explored the absurdities of war, especially in a novel that satirizes military bureaucracy? Answer: Joseph Heller. Which iconic musician, born Reginald Dwight, is known for hits like Rocket Man and Tiny Dancer? Elton John. What river flows into the Dead Sea? Jordan River. Who was the head of Argentina's military government during the 1982 Falklands War? Answer: Leopoldo Galtieri. Which Tom Wolfe novel follows Wall Street bond trader Sherman McCoy and satirizes the social dynamics of 1980s New York City? The Bonfire of the Vanities. Which state did long-serving U.S. Senator Ernest Hollings represent? South Carolina. What marine creature became the Detroit Red Wings symbol of victory after fans famously threw one onto the ice during the 1952 playoffs? Octopus. What English word is commonly used to translate the Latin phrase opus magnum? Masterpiece, literally great work. In which U.S. state are the cities of Champaign and Urbana located? Illinois. What food product is obtained from the root of the cassava plant? Tapioca. Which British royal wrote the children's book The Old Man of Lochnagar? Answer: Prince Charles, now King Charles III. What is the medical condition hypermetropia, more commonly known as? Farsightedness, long-sightedness. Which NFL team is based in Philadelphia? Philadelphia Eagles. What was Ecuador's official currency before it adopted the US dollar in 2000? Sucre. What is the title of the song set to the melody of the Londonderry air that expresses longing and loss? Danny Boy. In the classic US edition of the board game Monopoly, how much money do you pay for the luxury tax? $75. What is the nickname of the briefcase that contains the U.S. nuclear launch codes and accompanies the President of the United States? Football. Which disease, known as the Black Death, devastated Europe in the 14th century and was primarily transmitted by fleas? Answer: bubonic plague, the Black Death. Which city hosted the 1988 Summer Olympics, marking the first time the event was held in South Korea? Seoul. What is the architectural term for a vertical bar separating sections of a window? Mullion. Which Pacific island is famous for the iconic 1945 World War II flag raising on Mount Suribachi? Iwo Jima. What is the full name of the youngest member of the Spice Girls? Emma Lee Bunton. Which epic fantasy trilogy follows a diverse group of characters on a quest to destroy a powerful ring? The Lord of the Rings. In which year was the first FA Cup final held? 1868, 1872, or 1876? 1872. What term describes a member of the first century Jewish movement known for its radical opposition to Roman rule in Judea? Zealot? Which iconic ballet by Igor Stravinsky features puppets that come to life and interact in a vibrant narrative? Petrushka. About 95% of Mars's atmosphere is made up of which gas? Carbon dioxide. Which large herbivore, known for its impressive antlers, has the scientific name Alces alces? Moose. Which U.S. federal agency did Robert Mueller lead from 2001 to 2013, including during the September 11th attacks and the early years of the War on Terror? The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. By Ohio law, what must pets carry when they are outdoors at night? Lights on their tails? Which author, celebrated for her keen social commentary, wrote the novel Emma? Jane Austen. Which river connects Lake Erie to Lake Ontario? Niagara River. Which late Tejano singer, often called the Queen of Tejano, gained posthumous fame for her contributions to music and culture? Selena Quintanilla. Which singer performed the hit song Mary Jane's Last Dance? Tom Petty. In medicine, meiosis is the constriction or narrowing of which part of the eye? The pupil. Which iconic science fiction franchise featured Zachary Quinto as the half-Vulcan, half-human character Spock? Star Trek. The Leyden jar is an early form of what electrical component? Capacitor. What unique filtering structure do some large whales use to strain food from seawater? Baleen. Which Carthaginian general famously led an army, including war elephants, across the Alps during the Second Punic War? Hannibal. What was the name of the brother of the Bronte sisters? Branwell Bronte. When Walt Disney and his brother set up the Disney Brothers Cartoon Studio on October 16, 1923, what was his brother's first name? Roy. Which hero famously slew the Gorgon Medusa and used her severed head as a weapon? Perseus. Which U.S. city hosts the Indy 500 near the town of Speedway? Indianapolis. What Latin phrase, meaning great work, is used to refer to someone's masterpiece? Magnum opus. What was the first name of John Lennon's first wife? Cynthia? That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.